Hi everybody. Today I would like to give you the well-prepared introduction to Excel, Microsoft Excel. If you use another way of Office, then that will be named calculation. Pretty the same thing. So what we have here? As usual in Microsoft Office, we have upper titles associated with different ribbons. So when we go to switch, the ribbon will be switched, associated with the title. Now, what's here? It's a table. So Excel is a natural table, but the table grid is not printable. It's visible. To make it printable, you need to make a special operation for this. You need to make borders. Now, the element of the Excel table is cell. When you select the cell, you will see cursor is a thick plus and cell defined by its reference. Reference actually, folks, is address. Address is a letter that is associated with column and a row number associated with rows. So combination of column address and row address gives the cell a reference. So here you can see F10 is cell reference. At the bottom, folks, you can find the name sheet 1. This is worksheet. There is no pages in Excel. The element of the workbook, which is name of the file Excel, is worksheet. Worksheet could be changed the name. We need to double click it. That will be selected, and then just to type a new name. I will type the work sample 1. To create a sample 2, you need just to add plus, new sheet, and then double click and do the same thing. Sample 2. Sample 2. Now, I would like to introduce the long opening here, which is the formula bar, and this is fx, the function. When you click here, you will have introduction for the different functions, which are a lot in Excel, because Excel, it's not only arithmetical algebraic tool, this is statistical tool, organization tool, the kind of database, and many other things that actually dedicated to calculation with a table. Now, folks, let me create a couple of things that will be helpful for understanding how Excel works. I will not spend your time by creating it piece by piece, so I will just make it and then introduce. Take a look. I made income for the venture, and there's year 2020, year 2021, year 2022. Let me highlight one of the cells with year 2022. You can make it a little bit bigger, adjusting the zoom factor, which is in the bottom. So year 2022, when you look at the cell will have a little tiny dot at the bottom of the cell, and this dot named fill handle. Fill handle. Why it's not fill handle? Because, folks, Excel has intuitive filling. So when you have year 2020, 2021, 2022, so when I drag it to the right, you will see automatic filling with the year 2023. The same is when I doing area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4. Now that is income for these areas, and then expenses. So when I create expenses for area 1, and then I will go drag it down, you will see expenses for area 2, area 3, area 4. So this is automatic filling. Alright, now I will put certain numbers here that will be from my head, just for sampling. So I fill this up, this area, for area 1 to area 4 for income, for expenses area 1 to area 4 for 3 adjustment years. Year 2023, I will just select and press delete to delete information there. Folks, now you can see the data that you can input in Excel. To make it nicer, you can highlight the first area, and then you can press and hold Control button on the keyboard and highlight the bottom area. What does that mean? If you would like to highlight 2 non-adjacent areas, then you will be able to do this when you press and hold Control while you are highlighting the more than one. Okay, now I will go to the borders, and then I will find all borders. All borders is a nice table, and then I click somewhere else. Alright folks, now this is money. Definitely this is income and this is expenses. Money must be contain dollars and cents if it's in America. So how to make it? There's 2 ways to make it. You can again highlight the money area, then press Control and highlight another money area, and then you can go to format cells. It's right here, and then you will be seeing the nature of the data. By default is general, then numbers, then currency. Currency by default is American currency, and decimal place is 2 places, meaning this is cents. So when you say OK, this area will be converted to the money. When you click somewhere else, you will see money, dollars and cents. Now, how to calculate some data that connected to the input data that I put here. Let's calculate average for 3 years in area 1. Average. Average is a function of Excel, so I will highlight this average and also make it framed. So this is cell where I can put the result of calculation. Then all calculations in Excel started with equal sign. That's meaning this cell is equal, meaning the result will be placed in this cell. Then I will put the code of operation, average, and then I will open bracket because this is algebraic area. Then I can list 3 cells here, but also I can make selected the cell range. Cell range is look like this. I can select the first one and then press and hold Shift and select the last one, and then you can see in a formula average from C8 to E8, meaning the entire line of cells will be participating in calculations. Then I will close bracket, and then the formula is visible here. Let me go to check it, and then you will see this nice money, $3,533.33. To calculate next one, I can do the same thing, but I will not willing to do this. I will go to the filling point, and I will drag it down to fill down the all cells here. The same thing I will do for expenses. I would like to know average expenses. So for the cell which I selected, I will put equal sign and then the word average, open bracket, and then I will just highlight 3 cells and close the bracket. In this case, all cells that are now framed and even have a blue background are participating in calculation area. So when I check, you will see calculated result. Then I will fill up all 3 cells, and then you will see average for the expenses. Folks, I would like to calculate sum of income for 3 years. Sum is a function of Excel, and then I will go for this area, and I would like to make it framed. I will make a frame, and then you will see area that good for sum. Here I forgot to make frames, and I will make borders. So my first cell for sum will be here. I can go and sum all of these 3 cells. Let me do this just to show you how to do. So equal sign, sum is operation, open bracket, and then I will put just manually. This one is C9. You see, I click it and C9 reflected. Then I will put colon and then press Shift and click the last one. The same thing, C9, E9 is the range of cells. Then I will close my bracket and I will calculate the sum of this. But folks, I made a mistake. I calculate sum for C9, F9, C9, E9, but I made it for the area 8. So what I need to do? I need to move this calculation to the next cell. It's possible to do when I position my cursor to the border. I can drag it down, and then everything else is corrected. Now I can go to drag down this to calculate sum, and then I will drag up to calculate sum for area 1. But folks, look at this. When I calculated sum for area 1, that is, I see numbers. This is something wrong. But I will tell you what's wrong. The space in a column a little more tiny than we need. So we need to position our cursor on the right side in the gray area between G and H and move it a little bit. And then you will see the sum of the income in area 1 readable. I will do the same thing here, folks. But what I can do, I can just go to the last cell here and drag it to the whole table. And definitely here, when it was not listed, will be 0. So what I need to do, I will just go to highlight it and press delete, and the data will be deleted. So you can see how easy it is to calculate using the fill handle. Okay, sum. Folks, now I would like to use um, to calculate sum for the year 2020, and then I will put here sum. We'll highlight this cell. We'll go to equal sign and write sum here, open bracket, and then highlight all of these three cells and close bracket. You can see how easy it, and then just go to check. Then guys, I will highlight sum of average, sum of sum, and eventually you can see things that I need to frame. And this cell, which I would like to change the background, is overall sum of the entire income for the entire 3 years for all areas. The same I will make with expenses. So that will be sum of expenses. So I will click this area, and then I will go for formula bar, equal sign, the word sum, and open bracket, and 4 areas will be representing themselves in a formula. When I close bracket, that will be not a dotted line but solid line, and then check, and we will see sum of expenses. So I will highlight this area to make a border, and then nothing is difficult to make it here, and that the last cell is overall expenses. Now folks, what I would like to do, I would like to calculate net income. Net income, folks, is overall income minus overall expenses. Let's do this. I'll put here somewhere net income. Okay, take a look. My net income is outside of the cell. So what I need to do, I need to click somewhere else and move the column a little bit to adjust the width. Net income. And here is my net income. Let me frame it. Net income will be equal sign, just cell with overall sum, I'll just click it, minus overall expenses, and then check. You will see the net income, but general net income will be different. Let me go for put general net income, but I cannot put it in one cell, so I would like to merge two cells, to put the name general net income. To merge two cells, I need to go to merge and centered. That will be merge and centered button. When I click, that will be, I will double click here to type here general net income. What is general net income, folks? This is our net income minus tax. So what we need to do, frame it. But now what about tax, folks? I need to put tax. Consider that we in New York State, the tax is 8%, about 7.88. So that will be 0.788. That I made 78%. So what I need to do, I need to double click it and put additional 0 here. That is available tax for the income. And here I will make frame. Now, folks, how to work with this? What I need to do? I need to take net income equals sign net income minus net income multiplied by tax. Multiplication symbol is asterisk, and here I will make G26, which is a value of the tax, and then we'll go to check, and then you will see it, wow, in some space where I'm not prepared. So what I need to do, just to drag it into the area where it's supposed to be. So look at the formula, general net income minus net income multiplies by tax. Tax is a part that need to give away when we calculate our income. Alright, folks, now what else I would like to do? I would like to build a diagram and create the financial report from it. Financial report. What I need to do? I would like to figure out where is the border of the page when I print it. For this I need to go to File and to go to Print. If I find out, I don't see Print here, and then you will see how information is actually positioned in a piece of paper. Then I will go back, and when I went back, folks, you will see a tiny dotted line. When you scroll it down, you will see tiny dotted line in the bottom of the page. Where is it? Here. Tiny dotted line. So that is how pages will lay out when you print. So what I need to do, I would like to make a title. So first of all, I will select cells from 0A to dotted line and make them merged and centered. Folks, I can make even the bigger space here. And then I will make a frame around. And here, double click, I will put financial report. Financial report. Financial report I will make with a bigger font, so that will be inside of this area. Then I would like to add something here that will be today's date. Folks, today's date is a certain operation will print here today's date. So I will go for equal sign and operation will look like today. Today. And then open bracket and close bracket. When I go to check, you will see today's date. Then, what I would like to do, I would like to put a kind of graphic diagram that will represent area 1, area 4, and then I will press Control and highlight area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4 on the vertical column, and year 2020, 2021, 2022 on the horizontal. Okay, and then what else I would like to do? I would like to make a diagram. So let me go to Insert and then Recommended Charts. That will be charts. So I need to highlight again the years and areas for income, and then when I go to Recommended Charts, then you will see available charts. So folks, charts by default named clustered columns. So when I go to say OK, charts will be built and I can put them here. For example, I can adjust the space the chart take, and you will see the colors, blue for 2020, orange for 2021, and gray for 2022. You can change the chart title. Just click it, double click, and put report, and then eliminate the word title. Okay, what you can do else, you can right mouse click on this cluster columns and go to add data labels. Data labels will give you opportunity to see labels for the certain charts. Okay, and then for this add data label, and here add data labels. That will give you opportunity to see it. But folks, they actually going together, so I'll make it a little bit higher to eliminate this stuff. Alright, so that is my charts. The same thing I can do for expenses. Area, folks, the same thing I can do for anything, but what is important, you need to tell computer tell Excel what is object for your financial report charts. In this case, you need to highlight area to reflect in the charts. To delete chart, you need to select charts and then press delete. What I'm going to do, I will do this, okay, and do the charts for expenses area. Insert charts, and then you will see pretty the same picture. And then it's movable, so you can put it right here where it was. But this is expenses, and then you can see expenses area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4. Okay, so this is, folks, lesson named Meet Excel. This is Introduction to Excel, and I would like to tell a couple of words about a reference of the cell. Sometimes we need to apply taxes to the area which will be changed the addresses, like here. For example, I would like to calculate here, for example, sum minus tax. Sum minus tax. So let's do this. It's pretty simple, so I will highlight and make it bordered. So I will go for highlighting this cell where I get sum minus tax. Then that will be sum after equal sign sum minus sum multiplied by tax. Let me check. You can see sum minus tax. But folks, let me go and try to use automatic filling. So when I go here, you will see the result in the next cell, absolutely the same as it was for sum with tax. So what's happened? I'll tell you folks that address for the tax here, when you go for the formula, will be not G26 but G27, where the empty cell is. So what we need to do, we need to make fixed absolute address for the cell where tax is printed. So let me delete this, and then I will make calculation differently here. When you see the formula G8 minus G8 multiplied by G26, I will put $sign before G and $sign before number. That is absolute reference. That meaning when I go and calculate the result will be the same. But when I apply automatic filling for these 4 cells, you will see a result smaller than sum. That meaning tax will be applicable for these 4 cells. Why? Because in each line that will be the same G26. Why so? Because $G, $sign 26. That is absolute reference for this thing.